I'm Bombshell Rae, and this is the Armageddon Update. And right now, life seems really tough. I was never someone who loved a lot of excitement or upset, and I've always appreciated a good siesta. Until I met a man whose childhood story could be written with words from a true crime novel who thrives on chaos, and I moved to Los Angeles, the city of colon polyps. When the going gets tough, I look the problem straight in the eye, and I get in my closet. See, that said man has found me there in the closet many, many times, just staring blankly into the wall, wishing to be anywhere but my current place. See, the closet is like a womb, the home womb, except you can't pee in the closet. Unless it's a rental. My mom was in labor with me for 20 hours, and I'd already been cooking for 9.5 months. They used a coat hanger to scare me out. I used my baby hands to pull the side of her cervix, the exit door apart. I stuck my head out and I said, all right, I'm coming. I didn't want out. I stayed on top of the haps outside the sack. I kept my ear to the fallopian tubes. Here's the deal. A peanut farmer was president. Dancing Queen by ABBA was the #1 song. And Elvis was dead? Elvis is dead? Screw it. I'm not leaving. I'm warm, well-fed, and I can pee where I lay. But alas, I was no match for my mom's vaginal muscles. She was a dancer. I came out. I didn't even cry when the doctor spanked me. It hurt, but I was not giving him the satisfaction. I was my own fetus. For 3 days I slept. My parents thought I was retarded when you could still say retarded. My mom tells that story every Thanksgiving. I held you and I cried and I said that I would love you no matter how retarded or mongoloidy you were. Pass the cranberries. See, after D-Day, also known as my B-Day, things were rough. Geez, lady, can you let me sleep? Nipple. Lady, we just met. Mom knew I was going to be a boy, so I was named Richard Noah. I was almost Dick Noah, a Trekkie who wore ties, hoarded pornography, and was one Sadie Hawkins dance away from being the Columbine killer. I made landfall short, fat, and bald. Ironically, the 3 things I will not tolerate in a man. I didn't walk until I was 3, and only then because I had fat rolls in my baby cheeks. Even then, I knew I was part of a world that held no place for healthy or handsome women. My hair didn't grow until I was 4. Mom scotch-taped bows on my head, which made people look at her like she was retarded. Touché, Mummy. See, here's the thing. The closet is a vacuum that muffles life. I sit on the floor of my closet in the silence, my clothes and shoes, the placenta around me. This world is stressful, but in my closet, I am bottom bitch. I got those fuchsia suede Giuseppe Zanotti's 40% off with an obscure internet coupon and by throwing down with an Armenian bitch at the Sherman Oaks Galleria. And that purse, I got the last one, and I got it half off because the sales guy thought my name was Anastasia Beaverhausen and that I was going to meet him at Motel 6, room 9er. See, in that closet, among my retail victories, I rock. As the baby of the family, I got no privacy. I shared a room annually with my sister or my brother because they needed a break. And every year I got evicted. I would pack my things into my toy box and roll it across the hall like a Syrian war refugee. And every day after school, I would eat my snack, a snack made by my hippie mom of earth-friendly organic dates formed into the shapes of various extinct animals that man had needlessly slaughtered. And then I would disappear. My mom still tells the story how she would find me every day in my room, staring at the wall, holding my blanket and sucking my 2 fingers, like the world was just too tough. 'Cause you know why? Post-placenta ain't easy. You have to find your place. Manage that stress before those polyps start salsa dancing on your spleen. A place where no one else goes. That's the key. See, now I hide in my closet, and that blanket has been replaced with Christian Louboutin shoes, the sucking of 2 fingers with the sucking down of 2 fingers of vodka. And just for a minute, life feels easy like it did before I was forced through the cervix like a lunk of Play-Doh. Until I have to go to the bathroom. I'm Bombshell Rae, and this is the Armageddon Update.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this
Hold on, you don't.
I just wanted to do that. Shut up! I wanted to do it.
You steer.
I was going to do it. I didn't steal. It's mine, and this is the. I say that.
Steer.
And this is the Titus podcast. That was Bombshell Rae with the open neck, and sitting next to me, already talking because she's getting cocky because she did the opening, is Bombshell Rae.
Steer.
Hello.
What's up, people?
And sitting there, just came in the back after looking at a long board of production schedules, is the fetus. Hey. There you go. See, do you hear like his voice is getting deeper? I've been yelling at him all week.
Most people are pretty frazzled at this point.
He's been getting yelled at like every 3 seconds and in front of every and anybody. I don't even think I'm not even. I'm going to be the job he talks about.
You have never guarded your tongue in front of, around, on
is true.
top of people.
Do you know what Matt Oswalt said about me today?
What did he say?
I was talking about, I said, because he said he's writing. Matt Oswalt is doing some punch up on the script, giving us some good jokes and stuff, and on the movie we're doing Special Unit, and he said, I said, I want you to tell you something. I said that you have to deal with people, because he's writing for the Directors Guild Awards or some award show right now. And he said, it's crazy. Nobody will do the jokes. If they do the jokes, they can't make them funny. He goes, then they come in, they get rid of a presenter, put a new one in, and I just have to change it up. I have to keep writing. And the jokes they give me, they wanted to say, are the crap that they did in the Oscars 40 years ago. He goes, what am I doing? I said, you have to have a special personality. I said, Matt, you have to be to deal with a-holes like me and those people. He goes, no. He goes, you know what I like about you? He goes, you just, if you don't like something, you say I don't like that, and we move on. You don't judge me. You're not. He goes, I hate working with nice people who just stab you in the back, who won't tell you the truth. Because at least you're telling me the truth.
And then he went and stabbed you in the back.
No, now he's telling people Titus is an asshole. That's not the point. But I tell the truth, and it's not always good. I'm not saying it's always good. Fetus, is it always good?
No.
No. Would you rather me to lie?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Yes.
Sometimes I look in your face and you look at me like you want to kill me.
No.
Fetus is looking more and more like the bounty guy all the time.
Everyone is looking more and more like something. Every time I come in here, David Figlioli, that's playing Alvin on Special Unit, brilliant actor, totally chill, laid back. He's helping produce. He's producing.
Yeah, he's actually.
And I just told him, I said, you're more angry and more sad all at the same time.
Yeah, I know. He's
Poor
a different
David.
guy. He came in as like the gentlest human being. And that's why we all need a closet. When I heard your Armageddon update, I was sitting there thinking, I don't have a closet. And I thought, oh, yes, I do. It's when I walk away from everything and I start working on one of the cars.
But you haven't been using your closet in quite a while.
Or my guitar, or playing my guitar badly.
Because you've turned your closet, basically, which is what this place was originally intended for. It's a 2-story studio. It's a soundstage. It's for filming. So now it's really packed full of people and stuff. So
Production
you can't.
offices,
But before you were coming here. So now that you don't have a closet, I need more of a closet.
Yeah, because I'm staying. I could drop my level down from a 10 to a 6 for a little while. Now I'm at best, and it takes a lot of Macallan, I can go to maybe a 9.5.
I feel like maybe you dropped your level from an 18 to a 12 on a scale of 10.
I don't like that.
Let's not be
Fetus,
ambitious.
you agree with that?
Yes.
Oh, that's a smart-ass comment. I'm not a... Okay, but at least we're getting it done, right?
Yes.
I don't think Hitler, a bad example. I don't think Napoleon, bad example. Okay, I don't think Stalin. Damn it,
Lenin.
bad. Okay,
Leave
I don't
Lenin
think
out.
Lenin. No, who else? Who's a good leader? I don't think Martin Luther King was chill. Genghis Khan was not chill.
No,
Guys who got it done were not chill.
Well, Martin Luther King was a nice guy,
Gandhi.
right? Gandhi. It's because he was hungry. Who can be mad when you haven't eaten in 40?
He was tired a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying the guys that got stuff done in the world were not chill.
Justification is on the phone. They'd like to speak to Christopher Titus.
I'm not here. I'm not here because I don't want to talk to them.
Justification.
Because I'm making things up. So this is the weird thing about Ray.
Oh, do tell.
From Bombshell, the first time I met her, she would talk about her closet, and she would literally, on tough days, go in, and it's not a metaphor. She goes into her closet, sits in the back amongst the warmth of the clothes and the insulation, and she just closes her eyes and relaxes. It's the weirdest thing. You haven't done it that much since you met me. I've helped you a little bit.
You don't know actually what I've done.
Oh, is it really?
Let's just say.
Is there a lot?
I have things stocked in the closet, and someday I have a dream that I am, and you know this is a dream. I want a closet that is so big,
right?
It's still, you have to have the password and the handshake to come in. Okay, you still are not allowed.
You should have an eye thing, like an eye laser reader, like
Yes.
like a James Bond,
Yeah.
like basically
A palm reader. Yeah.
Instead of like a James Bond has to go into the weapons cache room where they hide the nuclear weapon that can blow up the world, it's just your closet. No one goes in. Your shoes are in there, and you. Welcome, Rachel. Please enter your closet.
And then aromatherapy gets released.
Yeah, right, exactly. Lavender just squirted into the closet.
I love lavender.
Oh, there's 2 Yorkie puppies. Two very healthy, happy Yorkie puppies
Ever
waiting in
since
the
I
front.
moved in with you, I'm mainlining lavender like it's crack because it says it's supposed to relieve stress.
Am I really that bad?
Oh yes,
I've taken you snowboarding.
very stressful. Very stressful.
Bacara, we've gone to resorts.
But we don't a lot. Like we don't take time off a lot at all. And I would put to you, Mr.
I don't think
Titus,
Stalin went on vacation.
I would put to you that what you perceive as being stressful is probably on a different scale of what other people think is stressful. Would you agree with that?
I was raised a little differently than you two.
Yeah.
I have two normal people. Look, I work with two normal people. I was raised, this is a story I tell in the new show about going, as a kid, I was taken to see Magnum Force, a Clint Eastwood movie at 6 years old. I was hanging out with beer drinking alcoholics in boats going 80 miles an hour on Saturdays when I was 3. From the time I was a fetus, I was actually in my mom's womb when that was going on. That I'm still alive, hanging out with the adults I hung out with as a child is pretty amazing.
You were in the lake with drunk skiers. I was in the lake at the same age being baptized, and there's the difference.
There's the difference. That's right. I was dodging beer cans on my ski while you were actually basically reading the scripture.
So when I grew up, nobody was mad. Mad wasn't an emotion that I was really in contact with ever. There was no mad. What is mad?
That sentence has no meaning to me.
I
When
know.
I was growing up, nobody was mad. What?
Yelling. People
Where
didn't
did you
yell.
grow up? In a closet?
Pretty much.
No.
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 But, it wasn't, it didn't happen. So it's certainly a learning curve.
Venus, you weren't raised in anger. You said your dad got angry once in a while.
Kinda.
Yeah? Like normal dad anger or like psycho dad anger like mine?
Normal dad disciplinary anger.
Oh, like if you did something bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Like my mom, my dad never really got mad ever. But my mom, if I did something bad, she was the disciplinarian. She would spank us.
Yeah.
Like that. But
Yeah.
not like,
No.
hey, I'm drunk and I just want to.
Never.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. And now we turn to you, C-Tits.
I know, and I'm scared for both of you because
my
that means that the
gosh.
world. It's weird how it turned me into somebody that wants to get stuff done and picks big, giant, scary
Do you hear?
things.
He's actually
Scary
he's
things.
slamming us. Do you hear that?
No.
Yes,
no,
yes,
no.
yes.
I'm not slamming.
Do you know what that desire
Do you
inside
know-
of you to put other people down without actually putting them down, but in a backhanded way is from?
envy that you had love?
Is yes. I don't
and I
care.
didn't.
I don't need love.
You know what? It made me strong. It made me be able to handle stuff. I can do a lot more stuff than you because I wasn't loved. Love me, Daddy.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what we hear every time you yell.
Let's love me, Daddy, please. Mommy,
gone
why are
now.
you in the hospital,
Oh, my
Mom? Mommy, I don't see the people you're talking to, Mom. Please love me.
Oh, I feel so sad all of a sudden. It stopped being funny and got sad.
I like that you're sad. He's behind you laughing at my horrible pain.
Oh, I just kind of started to feel bad. He's still laughing.
He's still.
That's because he was bullied. That's from his childhood.
That's true. That's
Now
right.
suddenly I get to bully someone else. And so he's living out that fantasy.
Yeah, he's
I rarely
part.
get to do that.
He's not. He didn't get bullied. His childhood about getting bullied. That's all over. He's a grown man now.
Stress.
But we've been I've been beating the crap out of him lately. He's look he wanted the job. He studied to be an AD in college, right?
Here comes justification.
So he's going to be the he's going to be the AD on the movie. Says he can do it. So here's what I think. If you say I have a big problem with if you say you can do something, you do it. Even if you don't know how to do it, you find a way to do it. You don't come to me. You don't come to me and tell me right.
Right, boss.
Yeah. So are you going to get it all done?
Absolutely, boss. On it, boss.
There you go. See, I've been working with him.
I
I told him, I said, even if you don't have it, I go, if we're working and I go, I need this, you go, on it, boss. Even if you don't know what the fuck I want, just walk away and figure it out. That's what you do.
I'm wondering. Lie down on the couch, Christopher.
All right, I know.
Get comfortable. I'm just wondering.
Oh my God.
If your father was perhaps intolerant
Is
with
this
what he perceived
Is this
to be.
Alcantara? This is a nice couch. Maybe I don't want to talk about it.
I need you to pay attention. I'm wondering how your father acted when he perceived weakness or quote unquote failure. How did he react?
And
Is it possible that you see your father in the way that you react, and that maybe you're acting out things that happened to you as a child?
You know, the difference between me and my dad is, it's minor, but it's also kind of like
Okay,
minor.
this is a breakthrough.
It's also
this is a
like
breakthrough.
it's also minor, like when minor is what I mean. A comet going towards the Earth gets hit by another rock, like a tiny other thing. It's going 300 million miles an hour. It gets hit by another thing and gets knocked off just far enough so it doesn't kill the 7 billion people that live on the planet. That's the difference between me and my dad. My dad left a wake of destruction behind him. I burn the bridge, but before the bridge can burn, I go put it out, hopefully. So and I'm also like when people do good things, I say, "Wow, that's a great job." Like I got to tell you, Fetus did a schedule on the shooting today, and they thought it out. Like the hardest day we have to shoot for Special Unit is the last day, and I started laughing. I go, "Well, by then I'll actually be a director." So by the time we hit that scene, I will be a director. So I think that, and I acknowledge them for that. So that my brother said to me on the phone, I was talking about Dad being abusive, and he goes, we never got told once, not one time you did a good job. And I thought about it. I said, no, that's wrong. And I thought about it. No, we never did. Never. Not one time. So yes, I'm different from my father. But just a little bit.
Okay, so APA, American Psychological Association.
Oh, Jesus
.org, APA.org. Actually, they actually have a whole tab at the top of the page called Titus. It's interesting.
No, they don't.
But in your free time, go read that. I'm actually on what they think that you need to manage stress, because they do studies every year, and they're looking at the rise in stress, how people... what's the word?
Is there an alcohol content level? What do you need to manage stress? Is there an alcohol content level?
Certainly, you and I might think that, but they would look at the day after the alcohol, and then you're like suicidal. You go from being kind of sad to, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. They think number one thing you need is social support. So they said it's hugely important. I mean, most Americans don't feel they have access to this. When asked if someone is available for them to ask for emotional support, such as talking over problems or helping make difficult decisions, only about 2/3 of respondents said yes. There is a large percentage of them that said that they don't need such help. That's very sad.
Like,
do you feel
social
like
help, like psychiatrist?
basically friends, social support?
Yeah, go talk to exactly.
You have a friend that you can talk to about your problems, get it out?
No, here's why. No, do I?
Yeah.
I have you.
What?
I have you.
I know.
So pretty much, it's like a monkey throwing feces when I get in a
It's
bad
not like
mood.
it. It's happened before.
You're like, flap,
Whoa,
flip,
duck.
flap, duck, flap, flip, flap. Are you really upset? Flap.
Catch.
So I've done that to you. And, in the car today, you did it to me. You called me, and you were like, I want her in her.
Stressed.
Yeah.
Stressed out.
It's all right. You worried that, but you worried about me. I was fine. What do you do, Fetus? What do you like? She has a closet to go to. I'll go play guitar for a couple hours, which I haven't been doing, which I need to do, because after I play a guitar for an hour, whether I suck or not, I feel so much better. That would be
Also,
my
I'll
closet.
go to the gym.
Yeah.
The gym.
Is that what you do? No, you play X-Wing.
He doesn't believe you.
What?
Is that what you do? No.
What do you do when, what is your thing that you need, like when you've spent a day with me going over stuff. You've made a few mistakes that I oversnapped on.
Pretend that no women are listening.
Yeah. So, and that I scream. He goes, the gym.
No. It's an entirely male population listening right now.
Yeah, man. What do you do when it
X-Wing?
gets weird? After I've yelled at you for a day, what happens?
Harry Potter.
I'll go home and I'll either play PlayStation with my friends,
Right.
Or
Social interaction.
or maybe I'll call my dad or mom, or I'll
Cry.
just go
He's an asshole.
or I'll just go to bed.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I will also run. I like running.
He's also 23.
He's 24.
24. It hasn't built up that much. Like I have a lot of damage built up. He doesn't have that much
There's
damage.
erosion on you.
Exactly. There's literally
Silt.
Exactly. There's pain that has just left crevices in my soul. Yes, over the years.
Well, yeah. Okay, so you actually have social interaction.
Yes.
So that's hugely important. So maybe we need to find you a friend.
I have a friend. I think I have you. Part. I have a friend. I don't need any more friends. For God's sakes, all friends.
You're that 13% that says they don't need it.
All that friends do is eventually just do something bad and ruin your life.
What?
And they hurt your feelings.
Oh, lie down on the couch, Christopher.
I have a couple good friends. I have a couple friends I can
Marshall?
depend on. Marshall I can depend on, definitely 100%. Good friend. Rick I can depend on.
Yep.
I can depend on.
Chemo?
I can depend on. Those guys, if I call...
Although if you ever tried to talk to Chemo about your emotions, he would...
No,
hang up.
he would jump out of the car he was riding
Yes,
in me
he
with.
would.
He would actually you'd hear, later, dude,
Quick, yeah.
roll, and then he would just walk away cool. Chemo would just walk away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that's who he is. I have the audience too. After the show, I get to talk to everybody, and I have this weird.
Oh, wait, that's what you do.
And I get to really get rid of it, and because people always go, "It's so nice you hang out with us." I'm like, guys, for an hour I stand there, sign
And pretend
stuff.
they're your friends.
No, I like them. I like to hear what they think about the new stuff, and I talk to them all, and it's it's like I always tell them, I go, how hard do you think it is to stand here for an hour and have people tell me how great I am? Yeah, it's a bitch. That's horrible. You're right.
That's what you do, actually. I just thought about that because I've had, like when you've been in one of your tizzies, I'll say, I remember saying, he'll be fine. He has a show tonight. And that's actually true because once you perform, you come
This sounds
off...
like a track to future suicide. What you just said to me sounds like a track to, I haven't had a show in about 3 months.
Yeah,
I don't want
bad,
to
right?
I don't want to Rich Jenny out.
I'll still take you places in your wheelchair to do shows.
All right.
And
I will.
Richard Pryor still was in a automated scooter and was still going to the Comedy Store, and they built a ramp thing so that he could perform, and he could barely move his head. His head hung to the side, and he just blew in the microphone from the side. Because he needed that. He needed it.
Yeah.
Like you do. You need it to live.
Okay. Well, now I'm sadder. Now I'm sadder than... No, I don't. You know what I need?
You're more sad.
I need a fishing pole and a calm lake. That's all I need. You know why?
Tasty waves.
Some tasty
and
waves.
A cool breeze.
Cool breeze.
So
You know why? Because city folk don't get it.
Oh, God. Psychiatrists don't get it.
Physiatrists don't get it.
Exactly. So you need to grow your support network. APA has some suggestions how to do that. Number one,
Right.
cast a wide net. Don't be specific,
right.
I guess.
Just walk down the street and randomly hug people.
If you're
Cast a
so
wide
pathetic that you can't find friends, stop looking for people with integrity or life goals. Cast a wide net. Anyone.
Hey, you guy in the dumpster.
Hey, man, it says one size doesn't fit all. So you got to remember that. Also, be proactive. People want others to reach out to them, and then they feel rejected when people don't. So you should be the one to make the effort, which makes you a stalker.
Well, now, here's the thing, and Fetus knows this too. There's times you have friends that you think are friends, and then you find out down the road, oh, wow, you're really not my friend at all. Get on the mic on this. I'm going to give him...
You know when you find that out?
When?
When things get tough.
That's true.
I have experienced that in the last year with my mom, because it's like, what I went through with my mom, especially in the first few months.
Cancer's not a buddy word.
It was no joke.
Yeah,
and
pancreatic cancer.
She was dying, and that was it. She was bad. And I just found that people fell away, and some people, namely one people, Amber, came. She actually stepped into the storm, knowing that it was the storm, knowing that she was stepping into it, and came like, here I am, I got you. Yeah. So you learn a lot about people.
And those people, I'm so damaged that when those people show up, I recognize it now that it's me. When those people do that, my first thought is, what is your deal?
Oh, I totally do too. I did too.
Wow, what do you really want? So you're actually helping me, caring about me, and the problems I'm having?
Yeah, you're very
the fuck
nice.
is your problem? Is that the sickest, weirdest...
Oh, I get it.
reaction?
You're really sweet. You want to hang out, and then I wink like, got it. Sure.
So what I'm saying, so you had friends that you thought were hardcore your friends.
Oh, yeah.
And then they just finally one day just screw you over.
No, it's not
Like a setup in a bad John Hughes movie.
Okay, well, once or twice it felt like there was a sting, against
Right, like there was a con, like they'd grifted you. As a friend. Here's what we're gonna do: we're gonna make this guy a friend, right? We're gonna make his mom like us, and then one day we're gonna go over and we're gonna eat all the cake that she makes.
No,
and then we're done.
The things that I experienced
That's
more
it?
than
That's all
anything
they
else,
wanted?
That's all they wanted was cake.
Were people who
That's some
were
good cake.
your really close friend when other people weren't around, and then they got in a group of their other friends and then used you as a punching bag. And then later on, when it was just you and them, they're like, I didn't really mean all that, right? And they were...
That's like every friend I had.
You never
throughout
really
school.
know where you stand, kind of, because it's like, are they just saying that so that later they can beat up on me, or are they just trying to be cool in front
I
of
would
their friends?
put to you to go back and re-examine. Could be, could not be, but I would put to you that there is a possibility that you were more sensitive. Because I'm thinking about my friends in high school, and that's how all my friendships went down.
Fetus needs to take the landmark form.
Yes,
You would
he
get
does.
This. You would get this.
What did you do? That would be the question.
That's a weird thing. You have to ask yourself all the time when your life has not worked out, what did you do? And the thing is that and the other side of that is sometimes people are just assholes.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
Yeah, both.
Because sometimes I found that when someone's an asshole, if you catch it early enough and you call them on it, shit stops. But you're such a nice dude. You just
No,
keep
I never
taking
did
it.
that,
You just
no.
keep taking it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
sometimes what it is that you did was you stepped over and kept hanging out with them, knowing that
Even though
it
they
was
were-
toxic.
Oh, well, and sometimes the other problem is I just didn't understand social cues. Like, I didn't understand. There wasn't a little voice in my head that said, hey, shut up, stop talking,
So,
dummy.
so you're on the spectrum, probably.
For a little bit, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was raised in the woods. Literally, I thought he was raised in a town. He was raised in the woods in basically a survival cabin outside in the woods. Kind of close. Compared to me and her,
Oh, yeah.
raised in a
definitely.
survival cabin in the woods. Literally.
I was raised on Disney movies and blocks.
What does that mean?
I watched a lot of Disney movies and played a lot of blocks.
And like there wasn't
Like
kids in
when
his
you
town.
were 14?
No. Like it's just the nearest. It's not like I lived in a cul-de-sac where you can just walk to a friend's house. You have to drive 15 minutes to get to the nearest friend's house.
That's how far in the woods. He lived in the woods. Like he lived like his house, not a town. His house, 15 minutes to the town. So
Yeah.
there was no, I'm going to go to Jimmy's house. If he had to go to Jimmy's house, it was like The Revenant, where he had to go trap some animals, put fur on.
Or you had
and
to
then-
ask your mom if, hey, are you not busy? Can you drive me to Jimmy's house?
Well, when we moved to Georgia, my dad bought a house on 5 acres of land out. It was out, and you had to drive into, it was Columbus, Georgia, to go to school or whatever. I couldn't bus in because it was so far, and all that was around me were miles and miles of woods.
That's me.
But I feel like I turned out okay. So
Well, I turned out okay.
Well, okay. Yeah.
all right.
Well, you know what? It's good for you to think that.
Well,
Is this
weird.
another one of those
Okay,
relationships?
so I would
Have you
tell-
found yourself in another one of those
So you need to go in your
relationships?
closet. I would tell you this about young fetus here. Young fetus, he laughs a lot now. We've lightened him up a bit. But still, every once in a while you see the right thing, and you literally see the little thing behind his iris.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That just has a
Yep.
just a little bit.
Yep.
Now he's got it. He caught it. He's laughing now. But
Yeah,
every
I know.
time
I see
you
it.
say
It's
the wrong
it's
thing,
a visible. You don't know it. It's a visible flash in your eyes, and I think, okay,
he's good. Yeah, I'm
Is he
so glad he's
armed?
not armed right now.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like. We need to get a metal detector for the door.
Yeah,
just
we
so
do.
just so
Just for
once he's in here, we know he's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, a little scary.
don't do that.
Take advantage.
It's the Jared Loeffner generation. They got participation trophies and made to feel perfect. Yeah, they got graduation ceremonies, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth grade. They're the Jared Loeffner generation, and they order ammunition. They really do order ammunition. That was the worst song I've ever come up with.
My symbols were pretty good, though.
It was really on point.
Yeah.
They say you should take advantage of technology. This is different in
Which
20...
which I believe is part of the reason people are more
Right.
depressed is technology.
They said it's nice to sit down with a friend face to face, but because of technology, you can send an email, send a text, or make a date for a video chat.
So he did this, and Fetus told me a story about how email and chatting pretty much dorked him up to a level that you told me about.
Oh,
this.
yeah. So you guys were past this, but I don't know if you remember. Like,
Hi, you guys are old.
Well-
Just want to translate.
okay, you're old. So AOL, instant messaging, AIM, was a big thing when I was in middle school and high school. Then that changed at some point, but everyone had buddy lists and IM'd one another, and that was before texting was really like a big thing. So that was the first time like nonverbal communication through just the text was like you had full conversations that way. And that's even, you think I was awkward in person, man. If I got some records of some of my IM conversations with people, it would be cringe.
It's like Chris Hansen would read it and go, "Did you say that you would like to rub her? What is this word? Knees? What does that mean?" I just really wanted to rub her knees. You're weird.
Oh man.
You're not a pedophile, but you should be put in jail.
Well, we'll skip ahead to their final suggestion: improve your
by the way,
social skills.
We were all awkward.
Right.
We were all,
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we were all awkward. I mean, I
But
remember.
that's what I'm saying to you. I feel like you rely heavily on other people's actions, whereas you say things, and I'm like, okay, well, that's how I grew up. I was very sheltered. My mom she sewed. So you're not even listening. You're waiting to
No,
talk.
I'm listening.
She sewed matching clothing for me, my brother, my sister, and her.
Like Little House on the Prairie, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Gingham. There was,
She would home perm my hair, but the left side wouldn't take, so it would stay straight, and the right side was like a Jewish poodle. No, hear me
Jew
out.
poodle?
Hear me out. I got this tall. I was 5'11" and a half in the 4th grade, and I weighed 82 pounds. Like, I'm just saying, I wasn't necessarily the coolest kid either, and I got made fun of. I got called grasshopper and stuff like that. But I just thought, well, that's life, and I'd be like, yeah, whatever. And I moved on. I actually thought one day I'm going to be really tall and really successful, and I'm going to flip all you bitches off, which I
Totally did.
Went back and did that. But,
I made that decision too. Awkward will help you if you actually don't make it look, you have to find the spite and revenge in it. Once you can find the spite and revenge in it, in awkward, then you're guaranteed success.
Right.
If you walk poor me, if you don't at one point say fuck these motherfuckers,
yes,
at that point you can win. It's when you keep awkward as, oh man, I'm never gonna make it because I'm a dork and I'm weird. I was like, well, I'm gonna show these people, and I did. At the 10-year reunion, man, it was so great to walk in. It was like, you bitches are still driving the shit you drove in high school. I had a brand new Mitsubishi Eclipse, man. I had already toured with Kenny Loggins. You guys can suck it. What are you guys? It was so good.
Well, I loved going home for Christmas break and seeing all of the people who bullied me are still fat townies, and I'm just like, I'm in LA. I'm having a great time.
Right, but you don't really get it yet. Lie down on the couch, fetus.
Uh-oh, here we go.
It's a poor me kind of attitude. See, you come from the I was bullied, and I'm putting that in air quotes for the non-video podcast purposes. I was bullied generation. You describe situations to me that are very similar what happened to me, but I've never thought I was bullied. There was a fat girl that used to put her fat finger in my cake every day.
Lindsey Brown, the fattest girl in the whole damn town, fatter than an old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. She was fat.
Every day would put her finger in my cake, lick her finger, and then put it in my cake.
That's not a metaphor.
Right, but what?
Her actual dessert at lunch. She would come over at lunch and go and lick her and go and put her finger in the
5'11" and a half, 81 pounds, half permed.
Lindsey Brown, 3'9", 320.
Grasshopper, no boyfriends, finger and cake. You tell me how pleasant that school time was.
Not pleasant at all.
Looking at you now, you have to stop saying finger and cake. I can't take it.
I like it.
I like it too, but I'm on the podcast.
I see humor in it, though. I believe that gave me character. I don't think it made me less than. It gave me character. We all had our shit. He fell in a bonfire and almost died.
In front of the entire school on the last day of the junior year. I came back to school as the loserest. Like, it's funny. I came back to school where people wouldn't look at me. I would walk down the hall and people would just look away.
And he was known as, imagine, you had this great family. He was the kid whose mom was in the mental hospital. Imagine surviving that. I'm saying that you're holding on to a story because there's something that you get out of it, and you have to think about what you're getting out of it. And it's not pretty.
You're probably right.
Not probably. I'm 100,000, 10,000 billion.
Felix, still on the couch? Listen up.
Right.
So by telling people you got bullied and messed around with and made fun of as a kid, what do you get out of it? What do you think? What's the bad news? The bad news.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, what do you get out of it? You get sympathy? Yeah.
Well, I don't tell people that stuff until they dig and ask for it.
The very first time I ever met you, you told me that you were
you
bullied.
tell it loud.
No, that's because you guys asked me what the worst thing about me growing up was, and I said...
No, not about you growing up. We said, what's the bad news about you? And we meant how, like, your work performance.
Yeah. How big of a dick are you?
Like,
we didn't talk about how
sometimes-
big of a dick the
But do
people
you
around
see
you.
how you heard that we asked about your childhood? Because that's the filter that you're looking through still.
I don't
By the way,
remember
we
it
call
that
this
way,
this is not a podcast as much as an intervention for you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
See, Landmark would take that filter out of in front of you and throw it behind you where it belongs, that filter of past things.
Can't walk backwards into the future, son.
I mean, you know his mom killed a dude, right?
Yes.
How
Shot and killed
bad
the last
was your
husband.
childhood?
My childhood wasn't bad.
I
said that.
No, it's not his childhood. It's his
But
school
it's-
years. Yeah,
but that was part of his childhood, growing up.
Yeah, I mean,
All
I'll
encompassing.
be the first one to tell you that I have had a very good, there's really, in comparison to other people, I've had a very, pleasant upbringing.
So you're
not a
gonna
lot
you're
wrong.
so you're no longer have. So here's what we want to get you to, because you have to AD this movie.
Yeah, and
Okay.
yes.
How scared are you?
I'm honest. I'm very scared.
Just of me. I mean, because I told him, I said, if this goes sideways, I'm turning to you.
He knows.
Oh, I'm pretty aware.
Because today it happened 4 times.
About 4.5.
Yeah,
Halfway through another one, the phone rang and you forgot, so I just didn't bring it back up.
I did. You're right. He's right. The phone rang, and I went, in a minute. Give me a minute.
I would argue that your good childhood and your good family life is not what you held on to as firmly as the bad things that happened to you with school people. You held on to that much more tightly, and you may not even realize how much, but people around you realize that.
Also, I represent a dude from your past that bullied you. And not anymore, but at the beginning, whenever the first time I turned on you, and I was like, "What the fuck?" The look on your face, dude. I was like, "Oh wow, I'm about to get killed."
No, that's just a boss.
Okay, well, good. So I get kind of a pass for being the boss asshole guy.
I've had plenty of yous. You're actually the best you I've ever worked for.
Oh, did you see that? Someone's not getting fired. That was nice.
He's gonna cry later, but doesn't make it good.
So you stress out to the point where you just need a place to go, and that place is your closet. I don't know what I do. I get in the car and drive. I'll get in the Corvette and I'll just drive. I just drive. The couple times in my life when it's gotten to the point where like suicide was, okay, pick that. Suicide, pick that. Where suicide became part of the multiple choice answer, I jumped in the car and just hauled ass. And I went up to Malibu and I drove for an hour and a half, and then it went away.
Oh, good.
Only because I didn't go off a cliff, because I'm actually too good of a driver, frankly.
I like to go to the gym. I like to hang out with my friends.
It's very weird to watch you in the gym when you're that upset, crying while you're working out. That's always
Is that weird?
It's a little odd. I think, wow, she's really working hard if it hurts that bad.
So I'll tell you, sometimes when my mom first got sick, when I first found out that my mom was really sick, and I came home for about 2 days, and I thought, well, I'm going to get a couple workouts in with Amber, by the way, best trainer in Los Angeles, Amber Thompson.
You almost said Amber Pants, by the way.
I did. I call her Amber Pants. Amber Pants Thompson. Art of Fitness LA on Instagram. And who's yours? Who's the best trainer you think?
Alvin Presto.
Is it
Alvin Presto.
Is it Presto? What's his thing on? You don't even know. You don't even follow your
Presto.com. If you go to Presto, AlvinPresto.com, Presto Fitness. Dude's crazy. Dude makes me, and then he films it. He gets me to the point where I'm doing stupid stuff, and then he films it. He did one where I did a 42-inch vertical leap.
It's crazy.
And he's like...
He sets yours to music, too.
Yeah, white men can jump.
Like, Amber's not that organized. I finally, because she was trying to compete, I got a video, and it's just it's dead silent, and I look totally stupid, and I'm going... But there's no music. You've got music and graphics.
It's like a scene from The Revenant. It was a scene from The Revenant.
It was terrible. So I'll go work. So anyway, in the beginning, and they played Bobby McGee in the gym over this.
It's your mom's favorite song.
It's my mom, and since the time I was little, she has played it on the guitar and belted it out so beautifully. Yeah, it's her jam, man. She plays it. And I was in the middle of burpees, and I was face down, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna cry. Well, she sings it better. No. I need a closet.
So people, find a place where you can go and think about not killing people instead of actually
killing people. The final tab, maybe for fetus, they suggest seeking professional help.
I did. I didn't, I went to
Landmark Forum.
Landmarkforum.com. But I did go to a psychiatrist, and it turns out my psychiatrist was Mr. C-, was the worst psychiatrist. Actually got his license pulled because he was the one, and I've talked about this before, who was treating the Menendez brothers. And the Menendez brothers, in a session, had said, by the way, we killed our parents. And then now, you can't, there's a law. As a psychiatrist, he can't go tell the cops now. So instead, he told his mistresses. So
Plural?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My therapist had a wife and 2 mistresses.
Wow.
He had told his mistresses, 3 mistresses, and he had told them all. And then he had said, by the way, you probably shouldn't say anything because if they find out you said it, the Menendez brothers will also kill you. There you go. The joke I used to do. He was my touchstone.
One of the mistresses told, right?
Yeah, one of the mistresses told the cops, and that's how they found out the Menendez brothers.
Needed a psychiatrist.
That's what I'm saying. Most psychiatrists, like I know some that were friends that became their therapists. They're some of the most fucked up people, and they're like, yeah, but
a lot of people, if you think about like how people become things because of their childhood, whatever they choose to do. Like I know someone that had a really rough childhood, and a parent that was in prison and in and out, and became a probation officer and stuff like that. You know, so I think maybe that's why the people I know that are therapists, counselors, and psychologists had bad childhoods.
Right.
And it's like they want to fix other people, but they are not together.
They really haven't worked on themselves. So that's what now. And I know we're talking about this, and again, we don't get anything for this. Landmark Foreign gives you this ability to you kind of do it yourself. You get these tools to kind of handle it. You have to talk to other people. You have to be in the community. You have to be talking to your friends and stuff. But the level of authenticity is amazing. I love it.
Amen.
I don't know. We talked about it. Yay! All right, guys. Couple of things before we get moving on to the Bombshell News. Follow us on Twitter at Titus Nation or at Ray Bradley. Feed us. What's your Twitter?
At the Ryan Farmer.
Yep. Follow me on Facebook, The Real Christopher Titus.
Bombshell Rae.
Also, we have Bombshell Rae. We also have Special Unit on Twitter. Special Unit the Movie on Twitter. Follow Special Unit the Movie on Twitter. We're going to give you like on-set pictures. We're going to give you like funny lines. We'll show you the writers. We'll show you what we're doing. You're going to instead of so many movie companies hold off into the last one. I want to show you guys the process because I'm going through it with you. So go to Special Unit the Movie on Twitter and then subscribe to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. We're going to start doing the weekly videos again, maybe after the movie.
Yeah, can we wait till after the movie?
Yeah. So in April, we'll start
Yeah,
going
that
back
sounds
to
great.
weekly videos again. You should have seen Fetus. The look on his face like, no. We're making a movie. And review us on iTunes. Because go to iTunes and review the podcast. Because every time you review us on iTunes,
And MaxiPad gets its wings.
there you go.
And you should also come to Claremont Flappers Comedy Club on March 4th and 5th. It's my very first headlining gig. So buy tickets so I'm not all by myself.
Yeah, Claremont. Your first
Claremont,
headlining gig.
you got trouble
You got to
saying
do
that
Claremont.
word.
You got to do your new word.
Claremont.
Got to do a very good show. Also, if you guys want to be part of Special Unit and have your name listed in the credits, go to ChristopherTitus.com and you can donate. Are we over budget? Fuck yeah, we are. So if you can if you can help us out, we would love it. And you'll be listed in the credits. And we will use a big font. I will not. I saw one of
You
these.
said this already.
I know, but I saw something, and I said it already, and I mean it. We will use a font way so your name is actually legible. Jesus. All right. And now, from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News. That was a drone strike.
Speaking of, I was at chemo today, and a guy there.
Chemo?
I was at and
that chemo.
a guy there was stationed in the Air Force where I lived in North Carolina, in that area, a little farther inland. And he told me that when he first got stationed there in the 70s, that they had a billboard. The KKK had a billboard.
Yeah.
And it said, "This is KKK country." And it had a KKK guy riding on a horse. So I tell my mom that, who comes to sit down to start her chemo, and she goes, "Oh, yeah, that was there during your lifetime, too. I think it's gone now." And I said, "What?"
Was country also spelled with a K?
I was just
Were they cute? Were they cute about
Yes.
it? Was it? This is KKK country.
Yes.
Those 4Ks.
Yes.
That is super cute. That means KKK had an advertising guy. They had
They
a promotional meeting.
Yeah.
Where well, what do you think, man? Does it look stupid if we actually put country, spell it with a K, or is it we do KKK and then spell it for real? So
Sounds trendy.
now here's my problem. Now if because we're already Ku Klux and Klan is already whoever fucking did that, we spelled it wrong. Well, Klan is spelled with a C and it's spelled with a K. So do we just continue the joke, or do we just let them think we're continuing to be stupid? What if we asked that advertiser down the street? He's a black guy. We don't talk to them. So let's just put it up with 4Ks. We're the KKK now.
No,
Yeah, KKK country.
Earl. Oh,
No?
Earl's been put in
KKK.
charge of his own advertising. I told you should have hired a publicist. Do you smell that?
It's Florida. Is that
Oh, it
smell like
is.
Florida to you?
Oh.
It smells like manatees and crystal meth.
Yeah. Walton County officials in Florida have arrested a woman on shoplifting charges after finding her cell phone and a puddle of pee at the crime scene.
This feels like deja vu to me.
She also left.
Puddle of pee crime scenes.
She left next to that the security tags and the tags from it's Ann Taylor's store in Destin. She pulled off the tags and left them next to the puddle and the cell phone, so that if they couldn't identify her by her cell phone, they would be able to do DNA testing on the pee. What an idiot, right?
What? Wait.
What?
I have.
He said what?
How bad do you have to pee that you drop your cell phone?
They said she stole 6 pairs of designer jeans. Wait, what? No, she was doing fight or flight. She had to go fast, so
Right.
she had to make herself as light as possible. Cell phone weighs a lot, pee weighs a lot, especially if you drank a 40 at 10 o'clock in the morning before you went to do
you're
your
trying
stealing.
to carry 6 pairs of pants.
Doing my stealing. Gotta be light as a feather.
That seems like a very lightweight Florida story. That is not even on the Florida crime
You
scale.
have no curiosity? She peed. The woman peed in the middle of a store.
Yeah, but wouldn't that distract? Who wants to chase that person? I think it's brilliant. You know, if you're going
She stole 6 pairs of designer jeans from Saks, worth more than $1,000. And I don't know that those are really designer. And $1,100 in costume jewelry and clothing from Ann Taylor. So this was a pretty big caper on a Florida scale.
Right.
Over 2 G's.
So
Baby.
to put things in her caper, she had to empty it. Is that what you're saying?
She's a pretty good criminal.
How's your caper there? Meh.
Ew. Don't ever call it caper, ever. I don't like it. There is a woman, speaking of lack of social skills, who says she is a cat trapped in the wrong body. She hisses at dogs, hates water, and claims she can even see better at night. And you guessed it, she has whiskers pierced in her lips and cat ears with bells on them.
Bet she's on Tinder.
What? Yeah, you know she's on Tinder.
She realized that she was a cat when she was 16 years old, and she has adopted feline mannerisms ever since. And I feel like if we're going to make Caitlin a hero, then we should also, this girl has also come out, and it's not easy.
She identifies as a cat.
People are making fun of her, but she's doing it anyway because
she's had
that's
the
who she
operation.
is.
You know what I say? I think she needs to speak at the ESPYs. I actually believe it, or at least what's the pet the Westminster Dog Show.
PETA.
She needs to go, or PETA, yeah,
She has told News that she has a superior sense of hearing and sight, which allows her to hunt mice in the dark. There's a YouTube video.
I don't.
If you want to go and admire her, like we all will, because of Caitlin, we admire this girl. And she communicates by meowing, so good luck understanding the video.
I think we should put that on our site. I think we should actually put. Can we link that? Can we put that video on our site also?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing that.
On it, boss.
Good. Yeah. See, he's learning from me. He's gonna leave this job hating me, but it'll be like that movie Swimming with Sharks. I get to be the Kevin Spacey character.
They
haven't seen
asked
that one
her.
either.
They asked her.
You have to wait till
what
the end of
she
this
could
movie to watch
see
it.
or hear that a normal person might not, and she was very specific. I'm sorry, I'm very amused.
Yeah.
Suitcases rolling on the ground, keys clinking in pockets, and people with ice underneath their shoes. And then all of a sudden she hisses and steps back really fast. And then she says, "There's a dog over there." So,
Wow.
What's her name?
this chick would date you. I'm calling it right now.
I would not date her.
You should, because you need to increase your social interaction and cast a wider net to cats.
You also need a couple of total stone psychopaths to get to a place where you're a normal person.
Okay.
She's a little hefty, but
She's a big cat?
she's a big kitty. She prefers to crawl around on her hands and knees and paw at windows. Despite her size, she can sleep in the sink and on windowsills.
That is never a good sign when someone starts a sentence with
sink.
"despite your size." Despite her size. Wow, that's a bad way to start a description. Despite his mental difficulties, despite anything, he still gets around. Good for her.
She's dating a guy who has multiple personalities, and one of them is a cat.
Great. She found someone who's also a cat. Perfect. That's perfect.
It's just his multiple personalities.
That's how they sleep.
I hope his other personality isn't a dog.
Yeah, there you go. Or what else? What if his other personality is a ball of yarn? Things about to break off in this bitch. Yeah, inside I identify as a ball of yarn.
Okay. This was in Australia. These are one of those stories.
Oh, it's in Australia.
It's on CBC News. It sounds crazy, but
CBC News.
if it's over there, I don't know.
Over there.
As her funeral ended, Noella
no.
waited outside her house for the crowd to clear so she could confront the man who had paid for her to be killed.
What?
Once she got out of the car, the mourners had left. She was instantly seen by her husband, whose name is Balanga.
Balanga. The Balanga family. There's a lot of domestic violence there.
She overheard her husband 5 days prior ordering her death. She had been in Burundi for a different funeral, She was in her hotel room getting ready to go to sleep, and then
Her husband ordered her death.
he ordered her death. He told her to go out on the balcony to get fresh air because he was worried about her. She saw a man coming towards her. She decided to leave the hotel. The man revealed a gun and told her to get in the car. And then they took her for a ride. Sounds sketchy.
Took her for a ride.
Took her into a building, strapped her to a chair. This is like a freaking movie.
What the hell?
Anyway, they
How
had
did she get away?
They had second thoughts. She said, "Who ordered you to kill me? I don't have any problems with anybody." She's also not at all self-aware. And they said, "Your husband."
I don't have any problems with anybody except for the dude I sleep with who wants me dead.
Yeah.
That is someone who's really. Was this Kim Kardashian? Who is this? Kim Kardashian. And they tried to kill Kanye.
Yeah,
They tried to
right?
kill her.
So he tried to kill her, and they let her go. And then she decided to do like a punked, where she walked out at her own funeral to surprise him. Like, why wouldn't you fly away?
That's brilliant.
Oh my god!
Got him.
Yeah.
You mean the guy that has
Hi,
guns
this is.
and wants to
I
kill
know
you?
this is Ashton Kutcher. We know you did it. What happened? Did he get arrested
Yeah.
at the funeral? You can't end the story like that. What happened when she came out?
I
What did
don't
he
know.
do?
I closed it.
Jesus.
I was bored.
Jesus. If you're going to do an Australian story,
It was
finish
kinda boring.
finish the Australian story.
What? Our douche correspondent, actually, speaking of Florida,
Douche correspondent almost went down this weekend.
Yes,
Actually,
she
she did go
did.
down. So we have a weird story about douche correspondent. Please send your thoughts to our douche correspondent. She was helping us out at the Irvine Improv. Great club. We had a great time. And she was carrying, we were going to do sign some stuff, and she was carrying it out, went down on the kitchen floor, banged her head off the floor. Then, because she didn't want to be humiliated, jumped up like she was a boxer who just was trying to beat the 8 count. Jumped up.
because she's kind of a badass. She doesn't want anyone to worry about her or anything.
And she went down hard. Like,
Yeah.
people were like, like people. So she jumped up, ran out, and then she gets over and she starts kind of handing people DVDs and stuff. And she's loopy. She's falling on her feet. She's going out. She's out. So they finally sat her down, and then we had paramedics were called. And turns out she was all right. But man, was she goofy for a little while.
She stood up too
was
fast,
goofy
and then
as
she
shit
went
for
out
her.
to set up merch and went down. And they said about 8 different times it was like she had narcolepsy. She'd just be talking, and then she'd go out, and a dude finally caught her. One of the people there watching.
Gunny, actually, a gunnery sergeant.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Caught her, and they called the paramedics, and they brought the little rolly bed.
And you know what they said?
She
hey,
refused to get in
hey,
it.
you need to go to the hospital. You have a concussion probably. And she went, no, I'm good, and hung out.
Like an NFL player.
And I kept going, Liam Neeson's wife, what are you
He
doing?
did keep saying that.
Liam Neeson, what are you doing? Go to the hospital.
And then she drove half an hour home.
Yep. And she made it home fine. We haven't heard from her since, but we washed our hands of it when she made it home.
She's someone else's problem. Tattoo parlors. There's one. They're actually having a dueling thing over Bernie Sanders and Trump. If you love Trump, go to New Hampshire. If you want to feel the burn, go to Vermont. Tattoo parlors are dueling with each other. After hearing that a business owner in New Hampshire was giving customers free Donald Trump tattoos, a Vermont tattoo parlor began offering free inks of Bernie Sanders.
Ooh.
Initially,
Who, you know what? It's like someone saying, hey, do you want a chunk of feces? It's free.
Bob Holmes, who owns the ones in New Hampshire, there's 3
like
of them.
Bernie Sanders.
He has given 27 people tattoos.
Of Bernie Sanders.
Donald Trump, New Hampshire.
That's worse.
27
It's not worth-
people.
First of all, Bernie Sanders, who wants a tattoo of a little white-haired old man on your arm? Or who wants a tattoo of a little white-haired old man? A big, obnoxious, yelling white-haired old man. It's the most. That's the weirdest. That is a weird story. We have first world problems. You don't hear about this shit in Syria. In Syria, someone has said, do you want a tattoo of Assad or do you want a tattoo of the coalition? He's competing tattoo parlors. It's funny. It's great. It's war, killing people dead all the time, refugees daily. But at least there's a little fun in this. Okay.
We just like to watch and see.
I know you guys both look at me. How far is he going with
The Bernie
this
Sanders
horrible
guy
thing?
said he's done at least 30. They're getting 5 to 10 calls a day. It's kind of like when I was in college and I was like, what beer is free? I'll drink that. You got Mad Dog 2020? Down the hatch. And I was sick a lot. And I did a lot of things I'm not proud of.
Yeah, but the videos are amazing.
I don't remember most of it. But other people said I had a good time.
Didn't you win a bikini contest?
I
once,
may
Ms.
or may
Hammer?
not have put on a thong.
And you were skinny. It's like crazy skinny. You're beautiful. I mean, but you were like 115 pounds.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No,
at
no.
6 feet tall.
You need to understand what she did. She went to one of those bar bikini. How old were you?
It was a nightclub. It was called Rockin' Rodeo in Shreveport, Louisiana. Actually, it was in Bossier City, Louisiana.
She was young. You were 18, 19?
As far as you know.
How old were you?
Sure.
How old were you?
Not sure.
Honest,
Don't remember a lot.
Was
from
it
that
teen
time.
or were you in
It was
early
definitely
20s?
in my 20s.
Okay, so 23.
Maybe.
Was it how long before you met me?
I don't know.
A long time? A couple years.
Felt like forever.
That's true. Because because you met me, time stopped.
Couple days.
Oh, so it was that Friday. So that Friday before you met me, okay. So she gets and all these like hair flippers are out there just being all oh my God, and they're walking around in bikinis. Psychopath here downs a couple of Budweisers, walks around.
No.
with
Oh,
her
great
arm over her
example
head.
of free. I was drinking something else prior to that. I drank microbrews at that time. However, the reason I signed up was because you got to keep the bikini and you could drink free Budweiser because it was a Budweiser event.
Wait.
I hated Bud.
You
Who drank Bud heavy?
You just took a free random bikini.
It was brand new.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go.
I think I still have it.
Oh, I have.
It's like made
now.
of dental floss and chiclets. And I don't think like I had like
definitely have
fully
to see it.
shaved and these girls had fake tans and big hair and I'm a professional makeup artist. I went into the stall while my friend held the door because of course the door was broken at Rock and Rodeo and pulled off my clothes so I had sock prints where I had boots on and I had no high heels to put on so I went barefoot and I put this thing on and I was trashed. And I walked around it was on the dance floor. It was actually I forget the name of it right now, but it was a Miss something bikini. It was a big deal. These girls had actually competed and then gotten there.
You had those ribs on your leg from socks?
Yeah. And I didn't give a crap.
How much free Budweiser does that take? It takes a little.
Yeah, it was a lot. But it was free. So I was like, free bikini, free Bud, I'm in. So I drank
I want to come in last.
Bud and and they make you do the parade around and these girls were in the clear heels and they're like, and I just flap, bare feet, like white. I was so white. It was wintertime. It was cold.
You have tiny feet though for someone who's 5'11".
I do have tiny
feet. You
feet.
have tiny feet.
And hands.
So flap is not. No.
Snip, snap. And I carried the Bud bottle. So these girls were very serious. And one of the girls I remembered from a gym when I had been lifting a lot prior, she was like, she and her husband owned the gym.
Oh, so you were 26 or 27 at this point. This was not.
I wasn't that old.
22.
It was early 20s. It was after the bad breakup with the asshole.
Yeah.
And I was buck wild. And I was hammered. So I did the whole parade around the thing with devil horns, with a Bud Heavy in one hand and devil horns in the other, going, yeah, and just making a mockery of the whole thing. And I won.
Whoa,
and I won a photo shoot on a Harley out front.
Did you do it?
I did it. And now that I'm looking back, the fact that I had dental floss in my twat, what did you call it earlier?
Curtains.
No. What do they call it? Your caper.
My caper. I had dental floss in my caper. And I was leaning back, still holding the Bud Heavy. I can only imagine how many times that dude
somewhere that picture is
has enjoyed it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, and if that dude's listening, can you please send us that picture? Because we all want to see it.
We call her sock print.
That's, it's probably where I went. Because I think women have a different vision of what men want. Men, that hair flipper chick, we're like, oh, okay, whatever. And maybe in a magazine you go, okay, but in you talking to her, you're like, wow, you're the dumbest person I've ever talked to. You are very, like, beyond, and you just go out there like that, bare feet. We're like, that chick I want to hang out with. Even if I don't get to sleep with her, that chick I want to hang. That chick will go play video games with me. Even if she doesn't like football, we'll sit there and watch football. That chick's cool. Those bitches, they're going to cost me money, and they're going to.
Oh yeah, that was my prerequisite. Do you have free beer? And then I'd go do whatever it was. Football? Do they have free beer? I'm in.
Oh,
I had high
I'm so glad you're
standards.
different now.
Do they have free wine?
I
No,
was
now
fu-
it's do you
yeah,
have
exactly.
free vodka, only top shelf.
No, and then I'm like, yeah, top shelf. The wine or vodka, if you say Sky or, it's local, from the Muscadine. No.
Your tastes since you've met me have I've always been high. My tastes have gotten better because of you.
Do standards come with age?
Yeah, you know why? Because your time gets shorter, and you realize I am not going to waste time doing this shit.
Life is too short to drink bad wine, bad vodka, or
hang
wear
out with bad people.
crappy shoes. It's
And
too
yeah.
short.
And look, man, at the end of the day, you need your closet, like she was talking about earlier. You need a place to go to find it, but you also need you should have some friends that are like your closet.
Find some friends.
You know, you do. You need to, because I did that. I would kind of work with people and like, all right, I will tolerate how shitty you are. And I don't do that anymore, man. I don't have time for it.
Well, the thing is, they say in this APA thing,
Yeah.
they say pursue your interests. And what's really great is if you find a friend that has common interests, or sometimes you'll find a friend and they know so much about something and then it really interests you. So like every week, we want to start doing it every week. Amber and I we do like food prep, like vegan dishes, organic, and then we split it, and she goes home at 3 a.m, and I stay home, and then we have food and stuff. So
and
it's
then
like
I throw the wine bottles away, and then when I get up,
whatever. They're organic.
at least it's your buddy. All right, guys. So one more time, thanks for listening to the Titus podcast. Please review us on iTunes. Go down to review. Go to iTunes, blah blah, Titus podcast. And review us.
Come and see me at Claremont Flappers March 4th and 5th. And I don't care if you think it's funny, laugh out loud.
I think it's great. This weekend, we are going to be at...
This weekend, this Thursday, we're going to be in Wichita, Kansas.
Thursday, Wichita, Kansas.
Is that me? Oh, that's you.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. I'm hearing voices. This Thursday, we're going to be in Wichita at the
That
Crown.
sounded like angels from the
At
background.
the Crown Uptown Theater. And on Friday...
Don't be at the Crown Uptown. Come on up, see the Christopher Titus.
There's only there's not a lot of tickets left for that. And then Friday the 12th, Lincoln, Nebraska at the Rococo Theater. You got nothing to say about that. Then
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Saturday, if we make it, because it looks like it's going to snow, Fargo, North Dakota, the 13th. So pretty much.
On the front lawn, just a twirling Herbidon. Me and her went Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, you could
From
have started
the
closer to. There we go.
town of Lincoln, Nebraska. That's the greatest line in the song. Greatest line in just a normal song. From the town of Lincoln, Nebraska.
So I'm
Sada
saying-
410 in my lap.
I put this to you, peoples. Valentine's celebrated early on the 11th in Wichita, on the 12th in Lincoln, and then on Saturday, that's your Valentine's Saturday. Go to Fargo, to the Fargo Theater, and
This
celebrate
show
with
is
us.
very Valentine's friendly too.
And we have a great Valentine gift for sale after.
Yes. If you want that Valentine's gift, go to ChristopherTitus.com. Check it out. We have a special, limited, very limited DVD we did of Love is Evil. Basically, for you guys who haven't seen it yet, get it. If you have a friend that's going to be upset, going through a breakup, has a broken heart on Valentine's Day, this is the perfect gift. Go to ChristopherTitus.com.
It's a Valentine's card. It's
a val-
actually a card
it's
with
a-
Love is Evil
it's a
in it, and with
Valentine's
a
card.
horribly dark poem written by you.
Horribly,
great.
a horribly dark poem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that. All right, guys, thanks for listening to Titus Podcast. For myself, Bombshell, and the Fetus. Later.
Peace out.
See ya.
Oh, this production thing is so tough. I'm so tired. He's being a pain, by the way. He's been getting yelled at all day.
I need you both to lie down on the couch.
As long as you put on the chiclets.
I got my caper.